This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to ungoddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you may find this fine audio recording. My name is Matty J. We're live on RVT Entertainment's Twitch.tv channel. I fucked up the intro, but I don't care. My name's Matty J. That's TWK.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm TWK, and I have Cherry Coke in my hands.
Cherry Coke. I got my Pepsi Fro back. I'm pretty sure it's about to be a particular time over at our third man in the booth, ladies and gentlemen, Shintigercurl.
Oh shit! It's dim sum time, and
Damn
I got
right.
Big K.
Damus Rightus. How you doing, boys?
I'm doing good. Shin, what was your drink of choice?
Big K root beer.
Hey.
Not bad, but
Not bad at all. We have, ladies and gentlemen, beverages. We have beverages. We are set. We are set to talk about the WrestleMania. All of it.
Yes.
The whole goddamn shebang.
Yeah, all of
We are set for it. Sorry, you may talk.
Whoa, Podcast Mania.
So yeah, seg one, keeping it simple. WrestleMania both nights. We have to do it as quickly as possible because oh shit, spring cleaning happened over at WWE again. Our third seg. It's the news, including all the people that have been let go from the vet. And Cyber Rider says that, oh boy, how badly did WWE fuck up this week? You have no goddamn idea. None at all.
it.
Shall we get
Quote
to
a
it, boys?
great- Yep.
No,
Quote
sorry,
a
I
great-
didn't mean to cut you off there, Shed. Sorry.
To quote Uncle Roger, if you fire Samoa Joe, best commentator in WWE, you fucked up.
Better words, never spoken. Let's get to the shit show. Actually, I shouldn't say shit show because WrestleMania was fine. Actually, it was pretty good, especially in front of a live crowd that booed the shit out of Hulk Hogan. Finally, normalcy, at least for a couple of minutes. That being said, we have to talk about the main event of at least one of the two Grapplemania thingamajiggers, and well, I think you and I both agree we need some crowd hype. So we're going with Bianca Belair with her moment. Take a listen now. Actually,
You saw the expression change in the challenger. Does she realize she's got the champion on the run?
Yeah, but if Bianca's frustrated, she's much more likely to make a mistake.
And Belair now with Banks up. Banks lands on her feet. Bianca, and now again grabs the hair. Oh my God! How is Banks even functioning?
Bianca wanted the KOD. And now Banks. Sasha wanted the backstabber, but Bianca too strong. And Bianca round and round they go. Now Belair powering Banks up. KOD! No way! It's a death! No way! Grabs up Banks! And a kick out! A kick out by Sasha! No! Here is your winner! She won! And the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Bianca Belair! Bianca Belair shocked the world!
All right, before I let these two talk here, because I do have a couple of notes. I actually wrote these down. 1, 8-bit Bianca Belair theme song. Nice. 2, fuck you, Michael. No. God damn you, Cole. That's going to be edited off the VOD. I know that. 3rd, a couple notes from SmackDown Live. Obviously, we went live just about at the same time Bianca Belair is making her celebration with the championship win which we have just displayed. Also, Roman Reigns did a thing on SmackDown and got stared down by Cesaro. Big doings ahead. Roman versus Cesaro? Yes, please. That being said, boys, let's have some fun with WrestleMania, shall we?
So, when you showed that clip, I thought for a split second that Corey Graves said Blackstabber.
Might have been I'm going to call more of a Freudian slip than anything else.
Which makes sense considering that both Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks are black. So Blackstabber.
They had mentioned something, and then we bring it up in the card. The Superior Night was obviously night 1, but both nights had 25,675 WWE numbers. It's the cap was 25,000. They just want to add the extra ones to make it look legit. Whatever.
Well, hot dog vendors, they count.
Yeah. Sure. WrestleMania 37. Not from a Thunderdome or a set-piece arena. No, they were at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Both nights had a capacity of 25,675 reported, but not confirmed. Can we just take a moment? As I mentioned, live crowd with no control by Vince.
CM Punk.
AEW.
I've heard multiple times by people on Twitter that it took no time at all for fans to start chanting CM Punk.
You know what? I should hate that crowd for it, but goddamn, it's been too long. That felt good hearing that live crowd, huh, boys?
It did.
Oh. Especially when they welcomed Titus O'Neil, and they did. It was a polite hometown applause, and then Real American hits, and it legit sounds like half the crowd went, boo!
It only sound like half because they can still pipe in cheers through the audio to try to drown out the boos.
And they tried, but they couldn't. They could not hide those boos. Oh my God. There is a God. People hate Hulk Hogan. There is a God.
Hey, hold on, brother, dude, Jack. Are you stating boo or boo brother?
Yes! Yeah! Boo! Boo! I was saying boo, brother.
Oh, wait, no. Somewhere in the crowd, Ed Leslie was going, I was saying boo, brother.
Yes! Yes! Hey, OSW, another gimmick for Ed Leslie. Hans Mole Man Cutter. Or, no. We need to figure out a better name. Better name. We need a better name for that.
Yeah, before we get to that, though, we have to note that the first 45 minutes of the show was preempted by a storm.
Yeah, this is the thing. If you watched live, you were watching WrestleRainina. Yeah, that's what happens when you do that. That's the risk for running a outdoor venue. They just got lucky so many times until
It's
now.
kind of amazing. They've done like over a dozen outdoor shows, and yet this is the first time this has ever happened.
Oh, they were in Saudi Arabia. That was technically an outdoor venue. Those two venues.
And yet this is the first time weather has ever affected them. And so they had to think on their feet, and they actually had talent, cut promos unscripted, which were awesome.
Which Kevin Owens had to go, and Drew McIntyre could, like, fuck's sake, I'm going to cut a promo and hype myself up. And he did. He technically did. And Samoa Joe had this one, and Michael Cole had ponchos, and that was a thing.
And of course, New Day stole the show as usual with their promos.
Absolutely. So props to WWE for that particular situation. But yeah, there wasn't even a rain delay. It was a thunderstorm delay. Like, they would have done that shit in the rain, and some of them actually slipped on the rain. We'll get to that bump, believe you me. But, so yeah, this has to be brought up. This was only night one. Night two, they were almost hampered, but the weather subsided in time to have the show run on time. So, crisis averted for that particular situation. So did they pull a Devil Pogo Stick? Did they pull a Prince?
They try. I guess
they tried. I guess
they tried to pull a Prince, but no one could pull a Prince like Prince could pull a Prince.
So yeah, the show opened with Vince. Before he even got the signature, they got Vince McMahon saying "Welcome to WrestleMania." They did America the Beautiful, and then the thing, the pyro, and then the first match, the first WWE match in front of a live studio audience. Or, stadium crowd, whichever you want. Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Drew fought for it, but what did he have to trade for it? He lost. Bobby Lashley, still WWE Champion, 18-20. This was a solid match to open it, though.
Can't disagree with that at all. These two gave it their all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure if this is as good as their Slammiversary match several years ago, but still really good efforts. And like the Slammiversary match, same outcome.
Same outcome, actually. Yeah, Bobby Lashley. The tap out. It wasn't even a tap out. It was a hurt lock, technical submission.
He passed out.
He passed out due to that there was a sleeper. It was like the nerve damage, whatever you want to call it. Passed out.
Got the Stone Cold finish.
Got the Stone Cold finish. And Ridico, yeah, Drew fought to be the first match. No, we've discussed this last week. He said he wanted to be the first match. He fought for that shit.
He was pretty much demanding, I want to be in the first match out in front of crowds, which he got it. But what did it cost him? Everything.
Well, maybe not everything. He's still a top guy in WWE, to be fair.
He is. And this is really surprising because everyone was expecting, okay, the crowds are back. Time to give Drew his crowning moment. But they're going with Bobby Lashley as champion still, which makes me wonder, why break up the Hurt Business?
And why break up the Hurt Business when you bring in the scraps from Retribution?
Oh, I heard about that. Oh.
Okay, legit, I watched Monday Night Raw on Monday. Couldn't even last 20 minutes before I had to seek help from the NGTTWF TikTok. They had a group call, and we were watching together, and we were just shooting the shit the entire night. Made the 3 hours pass way quicker. But no, they at the end of the night, Bobby, Drew's out there, and then Mace and Windu. No, T-Bar and Mace, yeah.
We'll not call him that.
T-Bag?
Donovan Dijak and what's his he used to call Raw Dio Madden. The two characters that they beat up Drew McIntyre. So the Hurt Business is, oh, fuck you, Junior. That's all I'm going to say there. We got to move on anyway. Natalya and Tamina, they won the Tag Team Turmoil featuring the Riot Squad. Who was it? They didn't even put it in there? Come on. Oh, there we go. Lana and Naomi, Billie Kay and Carmella, Dana Brooke, and poor Mandy Rose.
Yeah, they're walking through the ramp. They didn't quite put the carpet down yet, so it's so slippery. So Mandy just slips.
No, the carpet was there no matter what. I think she just had a patch of wet carpet.
Yeah, so Mandy slips. Dana doesn't see it because she's ahead of her, so she just keeps walking, doing her entrance.
I didn't watch the show, but I definitely saw that. That's poor girl. Poor girl.
This time last year, Mandy Rose is having the time of her life in one of the hottest storylines in the company, and now this.
And they're making a storyline out of it.
Yeah, Riot Squad and Italian Antimina, they're the ones who won the thing. But made it a storyline out of the thing. At least they're trying to do something with it at the very least. But I've not watched Raw. I am not watching Raw, and I'm definitely not watching SmackDown. So,
Walk it.
This was Botch Central, so Matthew's going to be busy for the next couple of weeks with that.
Feel so bad for the Riot Squad. They should have won, as well as the tag team titles.
Mm-hmm. Whoever won the match should have won the tag team titles. That did not happen, but we'll get to that in night 2. Next up, Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, 11:35.
Excellent stuff.
Good stuff, boys. Good fucking stuff.
I was 100% behind Cesaro, and we finally got a count up with the swing. Hooray!
And apparently he busted out the UFO.
Yeah, he did, and it looked magnificent.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen him do that, and just really amazing to see.
This was a showcase match for Cesaro, and it was well timed.
Yeah, and it's good to see Cesaro winning matches once again.
Absolutely.
As a certain New Yorker, or certain podcaster from New York would say, this was the true opening to WrestleMania.
I guess. I mean, the
would argue with that. I mean, but Lashley versus Drew was a good opener, to be fair.
It was really good.
I have no problem with that opener. I don't know. Some people, subjective. That's for sure.
I'm just saying it because it's Cesaro, and I like Cesaro.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And there's nothing wrong with loving Cesaro. He's an awesome dude. Next up, speaking of showcase matches, this was a showcase for Omos, or Omos, or Omis, or Omoose. AJ Styles and Omos. Pick a fucking name, or pronunciation at the very least.
Well, yeah, they can call him Omos. That's his name.
Omos, but it's spelled O-M-O-S.
I know it's spelled that way, but they've been pronouncing it pretty consistently as Omos.
No, you all got it wrong. I should call him Famous Amos.
Oh, dude, let's not compare Omos to Famous Jameis and his fucking turnovers. Let's not do that.
Famous Amos.
Oh, God.
And now I have for you.
You did. Oh, God, those goddamn turnovers. For those who are fans of football shit posting, you're welcome. But no, this was in all seriousness, they made Omos look like $1 million.
They did.
In this match. This was a squash of the New Day, but come on.
It's really interesting because for the first 7 minutes of this match, it's literally just the New Day being the Chev AJ Styles while mocking Omos. And then
working heel, technically.
Yeah, it seemed a little heelish. And then AJ finally gets hot tag. Omos gets in. The crowd actually erupts. They actually go wild for the hot tag to Omos. And he just spends the next 2 minutes massacring them.
He basically walks in slowly, looks tough, beats people up. Job done. Job done. We got a new monster.
They liked him, just like they like Amos cookies.
Hey. Turnovers.
I'll have to ask. If this Mr. Famous Amos is going to promote his cookies, does that mean he's going to be tagging with Roman in the future?
Ooh.
He is now.
That's a premonition right there, boys.
Paul, I want you to get that Famous Amos guy. Get him. I like cookies. I want him on my team.
Okay, from now on, every time he says Famous Amos,
So can we talk about with him? With
You know
him
what?
winning?
No. Actually, before we continue, tomorrow when we do the Toonami call, I'm going to bring that joke up the middle there. He's got to laugh his ass off.
Excellent. My plan is working to fruition. But of course, we got to talk about not only just AJ Styles winning the tag belts with Famous Amos.
Grand Slam winner.
He finally did it.
He got the Grand Slam, WWE Intercontinental US tag. Got them all.
Triple Crown and Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Woo!
How many former TNA guys can you say can do that?
I know one TNA guy who's never going to do that. His name is Joey Samoa.
Joey Headrocker, get it right, or you're going to Night Night Land.
Yeah. Let's put some respect on the power game, for God's sakes. We just lost the power game.
The power game is dead. It's in the ground, buried, 12 feet under.
Church of the Power Game is eternal. Blessings be upon you for the power game.
The power game has been completely obliterated, and it will never return.
Look, T-Dub, just like Shintigercurl and the Octopus, do not incur the wrath of the power game. Because at this
Just like
point,
how Shane
Joe
McMahon-
is going to kill you.
Just like how Shane McMahon learned not to incur the wrath of Mr. Braun Strowman.
I love that segue, and we're going to move right along to that. Steel cage match, Braun Strowman, Shane McMahon, 11:25. By the books, Shane took an insane/safe bump. Job done, boys. Job done.
Cage bump looks so goddamn painful.
It's crazy. We've seen Shane take so many crazy-ass bumps, including a New Age Hell in a Cell bump, and yet we're all cringing at the cage bump because he landed in the ring. As safe as you can.
Well, for me, it's because I know how hard a ring can be, so landing on that from that height, I'm just like, ow, that's guy fucking hurt, and also he's not any younger than before.
No.
Actually, I have a little bit of news on how he was able to take that bump so well.
Please share.
Yeah, it's quite simple when you really think about it. Braun Strowman can run fast.
That's it?
What other?
He didn't even run on the damn bump.
But did you know Braun Strowman can run fast?
I believe that has been brought up once or twice. Yes.
That's how he did it. Braun Strowman
He
can run.
He didn't have to. It could have been a superplex from the top, from the cage, for God's sakes.
It doesn't make my point any less relevant. He
It
survived.
actually makes it even more irrelevant.
because Braun Strowman can run fast.
Look, T-Dub, I'm just going to say job done and move on to the surprise of the damn night. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest over The Miz and John Morrison in 15:05. That's not the surprise. The surprise? Bad Bunny showed up and showed up hard. Good Lord. Look, I've said on the pantheon of good celebrity matches, you got Lawrence Taylor and
Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell, thank you. And fuck, that bar's been reset to Bad Bunny and with a Canadian goddamn destroyer on the outside.
Yeah, the guy showed up. I clearly just been training the past several months, and he knows how to sell. He knows pretty much all the fundamentals. I think that if you were to take this really seriously, if you were to commit to the wrestling business full time, he could be a huge star. Easily.
He's got a side hustle if the music business don't work for him. That's how good he was.
Can I just say that Stephen Amell has now started something that nowadays, I mean, think about it. We've seen every time a celebrity has stepped in the ring in the past 2 or 3 years, they've always come to work. Stephen Amell started that shit years ago, and has been going ever since.
Shaq did the same thing. Shaq showed up with the limitations he had. He took a table bump which is crazy to think about.
Like, we wouldn't be talking about Bad Bunny or Pat McAfee or Shaq in the regard, because they're coming to work.
Or
And
they're taking this seriously enough to say, if I don't perform, I'm going to get booed and my reputation is shot. I think Bad Bunny said, and I don't even think Bad Bunny thought, I was like, wait, I get to wrestle at WrestleMania? How long do I have to train? Oh, sweet. Let's go for it.
Yeah. And personally, I want to say this is all thanks to Stephen Amell. If it wasn't for Steve Amell and how seriously he took his wrestling since his match in WWE and in pre-AEW, we would not have had this.
And for those wanting us to talk about news, that's third segment. We know about Pat McAfee. He's in third seg. Let us finish this review of WrestleMania before we do anything else.
Pat McAfee just in terms of celebrities in wrestling.
Yeah. Pat McAfee's up there for sure. I'd say like just under the people aforementioned before, but he's in there.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's first up to take bumps does put him up there for sure.
Also, Bad Bunny got a pretty cool entrance.
He did
with the big truck.
Mm-hmm.
Also, during this show they announced a tiny trailer for WWE 2K22. I'm certain that it's going to be better than 2K20. No doubt in my mind, because of all the time they've had to work on this.
And yet there's a part of you in the back of your mind going,
actually no, like I'm actually very confident in the development team for this because of, once again, all the time they've been given. There's virtually no doubt in my mind that this is going to be at least a decent game.
This is 2K we're talking about, man.
True, but
Matty, one more time. I got the bit set up.
Oh, sure. Go right ahead.
Hit it one more time.
Oh, okay.
You fuck young boys, 2K20.
Thank you. All right, we're moving on to the main event of night one. Bianca Belair versus... We got to move on, dude.
I want Bad Bunny in 2K22 as an unlockable character.
I think that's a fair thing to ask for. Fair enough. All right. Also, Damian Priest looked like a JoJo reference. I think someone noticed on Facebook. Just thought I'd bring it up. He did cool too. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, SmackDown Women's Championship 17-15 and new, and that whip at the end of the match. Ouch.
Speaking of JoJo references, Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
How does she look?
Oh, you didn't see what Sasha Banks looked like?
Didn't get to catch that tweet.
Let me fit you an image, Jen.
And I am not going to try to switch away to the chat because of what happened last week. I'm not taking that risk.
Okay.
Send it on Twitter. Send it on Twitter. I'll find it on Twitter.
All right.
See, this is why I advocate for having cell phones on hand for certain things like this. I stream on the laptop. I have the card and whatever things I need to do on my phone. Multitasking and redundancies, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, those women, boss. No pun intended, of course.
Nothing less from the boss and the EST.
I'd say worthy of the main event. D-Dub, you can talk now.
Yeah, I'm just getting the image. Yeah, this is an absolutely excellent match. Easily my favorite match the whole weekend. These two women are another wrestlers that came to work, busted their ass, told a great story. It's Bianca's new power versus Sasha Banks being the veteran and being a lot more technical, being a lot more submission and speed based.
And Cyber Rider going into the kayfabe of it. Remind me again how in wrestling you're not allowed to grab the hair, but it's okay for you whipping with your own hair. For the context of the match, yeah, Sasha was trying to grab for the hair, but the ref let it go for the one whip because, well, Sasha was attacking the hair. There is a balance. There is a fairness to it. Give and take. In that case, yeah, if I'm the ref and I'm calling kayfabe, I'm like, Hey, you were going after the hair. You wanted the hair. You fucking got it.
Yes.
But yeah, that's night one. And if the night ended there, 4 out of 5 easily.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I definitely give night one a 4 out of 5.
And then night 2 fucking happened. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Titus O'Neil and Hogan in pirate costumes did not quell the booze. And there was America the Beautiful, all that stuff. And then Randy Orton and The Fiend started things up. This, despite the fact that it was short, and take away the finish, fine. Fine. And then the finish happened.
Leader of Pins!
Why do you spend so much time taking him off TV, bringing him back, only to job out to a regular-ass RKO?
Just a note, Seth Rollins couldn't pin him after using all of the weapons in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that shit Hell in a Cell, folks. That one.
He was kicking out at one. One. After all that, one. But you're telling me that the RKO is more devastating than Seth Rollins hitting the curb stomp God knows how many times and burying the son of a bitch in plunder? That's what you're telling me, WWE? That's what you're telling me,
Fuck
Fiend?
you, Junior. And you know why I'm saying fuck you, Junior? The finish up until day of was Fiend over Orton. But they changed it. And then the asshole liked it. That was the intention. That was the intended fucking finish. That's what Vince wanted to see. Fuck you, Junior. Fuck you.
Shit like this that makes me not want to care about the Fiend. It's constant shit like this that makes me not want to care about the Fiend.
Literally 2 years ago, I was there. SummerSlam 2019 in Toronto. I was there for the pop and the Fireflies and the Fiend with that beautiful, scary-ass fucking mask. And he fucking buried Finn Balor so goddamn hard. He went back to NXT. He was formidable. And he was a merch seller. Anything Fiend in Toronto, gone. Gone, capital letters, gone.
Couldn't find any of it on the merch stands there.
Couldn't find shit. And some of that stuff was beautiful to look at. Even the Vince McMahon puppets sold the fuck out.
Because Bray Wyatt is actually pretty smart at the wrestling gimmicks and whatnot when given his own career, given his own ability to do his own storytelling.
He found a way to try to revive his character, and on the grandest stage of them all, nope. RKO, 1, 2, 3, and Vince in there going, that's such good shit.
And the crowd was not receptive whatsoever.
And the post match with Alexa Bliss admittedly looking badass in that makeup stuff and everything that popped up, she looked like something out of a horror film. She looked amazing. And nothing fucking happens after that. Stare down, lights go off, lights go up, crowd boos.
And I believe as soon as the crowd started booing, they were like, okay, let's just fade away to something else. Quick.
And how do you follow that up? More horse shit. Women's Tag Team Championships. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, who should not be saddled with this crap, versus Natalya and Tamina. They won. They retained 14-20. Crowd could not give less of a fuck.
Yeah, watching this, I'm like, oh no! Why?
This was everything. This was everything I feared watching a WWE show. Those first 2 matches. My God, what the fuck?
Remember,
no.
remember when Shayna Baszler was the most badass and scary woman on the roster? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
They
Yeah, I remember
fucking
when she was
nerfed
the-
Shayna Baszler.
The way you use Shayna Baszler is she's the final boss. She is the badass that's nigh unstoppable. She is what to a women's division, what essentially Kazuchika Okada is to the heavyweight division in New Japan. If you go up against this person, you're going to have to pull out every stop possible to beat them.
Absolutely. That's what Shayna is.
Shayna Baszler is the Kingdom Hearts super boss. He is the secret boss that you know is hard. She is the Sephiroth of Kingdom Hearts 1, the Terra of Kingdom Hearts 2, and she's supposed to be that way, but you fuck her up.
JC in the chat, Jay Coggins in the chat, that finish made Natty look like a complete... Everybody looked like a fucking moron. Are you kidding? Everyone looked like shit in that tag match.
Yeah, so
Hey, Spike.
to describe it. So Shayna Baszler gets a blind tag in. Natty doesn't see it. And then Natty spends like 5 minutes locking in a sharpshooter. And as soon as she locks it in, Shayna just walks into the ring, locks in the clutch, and then Natty just passes out.
Can we move on? We could just call this match shit, and then we can move on. I think that's what we need to do here.
They spiked those poor girls' waters with grade A vitamin stupid.
These women deserve better, especially Shayna. Shayna should be in the singles division going for that title, and they need to create some actual, for goodness, tag teams instead of breaking them all up.
This is, ladies and gentlemen, T-Dub, WWE has broken T-Dub.
Oh, this company broke me ages ago. I can only talk about stupid shit at this point. It's so fucking stupid.
This is why I'm glad both Billy Kay and Payne Royce are broken up, because the Iconics could show up on Impact and legit be a company maker. But we'll get to that in our third seg, of course.
We're going to make a women's tag team division. Do you want any tag teams? No, I hate tag teams. Why the fuck did you ask me that?
Next up, 9 minutes and 20 seconds of pure bliss for me, because my boys got to do it on the big, big, fat fucking stage called Mania. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, 920, with Logan Paul and ringside, who did nothing, thank God, other than just show up and get a stunner by my boy.
It's just a shame that Logan Paul's neck didn't get broken with that stunner. And I'm glad that even though he tried to act like a babyface, the crowd were like, no, fuck you, Logan Paul. We hate you.
And Logan, fair play. He took it like a boss, took it like a champ. There must have been some kind of audible, or they just, I think all three went, look, you're going to get booed. How about we just give him something? And Logan Paul probably played ball, said, all right, give me a stunner. Pretty much sure that's pretty much what happened.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean I can bring back homoerotic with Sami Zayn?
I don't know. I don't think that we're quite there.
Maybe too soon. Maybe too soon.
Damn it!
Just a little too soon.
I had so many jokes written for that.
I know. Hey, keep them. Hey, dude, they're still relevant. Keep them up. Update them every once in a while. Give it until like SummerSlam.
I've always wanted to go one-on-one with my darling Kev in front of
God
the whole
damn
crowd.
It.
You sit your ass over there and watch. Don't you touch my delicious Canadian man bear.
No, okay. Shin. Pace yourself. This is another feud for, but this is gonna be another long one. And Cyber Rider, why was Logan Paul there?
Yes.
Demographic.
Yeah, a long one. Just what I like about my big Kevin.
Yeah, I'm glad that these two at least had a pretty decent match. Far from their best match they've ever had against each other.
No, they've had wars compared to this, but this was fine.
It was fine.
This was fine, technical, good, and we have this long-lasting image of Logan Paul eating a Stone Cold Stunner.
And hopefully we'll never have to see Logan Paul on our television screens ever again. Please fuck off, never return.
And for those wondering, if you hate Logan Paul so goddamn much, there will be a GIF or whatever the fuck I call it. There will be an imagery of Logan Paul eating a stunner And that will give me... I could watch that footage like John Oliver would watch Vince McMahon getting beat up.
So you're saying that you like to see Logan Paul in the ring?
I'm going to ignore that and move on to the next match, please. Sheamus over Riddle for the United States Championship when it went 10-50 and bias towards Logan bias to Matt Riddle. I almost said Logan Paul there, but because that image of him getting a stunner is still in my mind. All right, bias towards Riddle aside, these two had a great match.
Yeah.
And say what you will about Matt Riddle, he ate that bro kick like a boss.
I have to say, Sheamus didn't really need the U.S. title. I frankly would have preferred him going after the Intercontinental title so he can complete the Grand Slam. But it was a good match.
It was good.
And Matt Riddle can't complain this weekend. He got to hang out with RVD.
You probably when I'm bleeding? Okay.
No, I mean, during WrestleMania weekend, he was doing an interview, and RVD came along, and Matt Riddle just started marking out for him, like, "Yo, it's our fucking RVD, bro." And Matt,
he did. He did. And by the way, for those wondering why T-Dub is not talking, he hates Matt Riddle. Can't say I blame him.
Yeah.
It's still alleged stuff, folks, but
now I'm getting into fantasy booking.
What do you got? Oh, you're thinking Riddle versus... Oh, God. Riddle versus Rob Van Damme? Really? You're thinking it?
No. I mean, in the Ultimate Tag Team match, Rob Van Damme teams with Matt Riddle to take on Cheech and Cloudy, Up in Smoke, in a blunt brawl match.
T-Dub, I don't care if you hate Matt Riddle. That's something I want to watch.
How dare you besmirch the names of Cheech and Cloudy? That's indie legends right there.
You see, he hates Riddle now. He cheats on his wife and he fucks up. That's what happens.
And he gives everyone in that match and the commentary and the crowd would be high.
Contact high, folks. Now, T-Dub doesn't want to talk about it, so we're going to move on to...
Now this was I wish this was a fight that should have gone longer, this next match.
6:50, and they didn't use one goddamn drum. Apollo Crews and Big E, they won. Apollo Crews is new champ, and the finish did not make fucking sense.
Really? I thought it made perfect sense.
Yeah, if you want a heel to win.
Yeah. And if they had to have him win, Apollo had to win this match.
No, Apollo did not have to win the match. Stupid. His wealth comes from food stamps. They should have had a real Nigerian in there, like me, Prince Nana.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah,
I would have, since I am a real African, I would have been able to afford all the Nigerian drums, but they can't because all they use is food stamps.
Regardless, I thought Biggie and Apollo had one hell of a match here. Wish it would have gone at least a good 5 minutes longer, but I believe that the finish they went with still made sense because, protected Big E and still got some heat on Apollo.
Yeah.
And we got the return of Babatunde.
Also, I just realized something. It didn't rain on night 2.
It didn't.
It did not.
And you know why? Because Big E was there.
Explain.
Oh, yeah, because he fought a hurricane once and won.
Oh, yeah.
That thunderstorm said, okay, I'll fuck with night 1. I would fuck with night 1 just because Vince is there. But Big E, fuck that. I heard what he did to that hurricane. I'm gonna go rain over here and staying away from Big E.
There's 2 men bumping meat. it's in my head. I'm sorry. It just randomly got in my head.
That's essentially what this match was.
That's
Just
two big men bumping meat with sticks in them.
That's essentially what Apollo Crews versus Biggie was.
Two
So
big
Biggie
men
got to live out-
bumping meat.
Yeah, Biggie gets to live out his WrestleMania fantasies finally.
Yeah, he did.
Yep, he got to bump meat on the biggest stage of them all.
Yep. Kudos to
Mania.
Wale, too, by the way.
Oh yeah, it got a nice wall entrance, which is really cool.
Yeah. Next up,
And
Rhea
Ripley,
Ripley versus Asuka for the WWE Raw Women's Championship with 13 minutes. New champ, Rhea Ripley.
The crowd
Don't care.
wasn't really into this one. And I think it's because number one, they didn't know how to react to Rhea Ripley because she sort of came out like a babyface because they had special entrance with her.
And they had to fight up the crowd because the crowd was not there for up until then. Crowd did not give a shit.
And also,
There was no
Rhea
story.
Ripley was only on the main roster for like 3 weeks.
Tops.
There's no story. How can you get invested in something if there's no story?
Yeah, it's also true. There wasn't much of any story here. And so these two women had to fight the ultimate uphill battle, and they tried.
They didn't deserve this.
No, they definitely deserve better.
They deserve better, but 13 minutes, they got most of the crowd back.
Yeah, by the end, the crowd was starting to get back, and the crowd popped for Rhea winning.
Job done in that case, ladies.
One other thing I have to note about Rio's entrance, the singer, her microphone, not piped.
Not cooperating, yeah.
Yeah, like you could tell that the mic was put into the audio feed so that people watching it on Peacock could hear it, but it's very obvious that people in the arena probably couldn't.
Someone fucked up. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, we'll have plenty to say about him in the next segment, I'm sure.
Oh, fuck yes. And in the main event, triple threat for the Universal Championship, 21-40. This one went Roman Reigns. He retained over Edge and Daniel Bryan. Take away the finish. Match, awesome, worthy of main event. I first watched that match, went, this is WrestleMania. This is the company that says at WrestleMania, the babyface fucking wins no matter what.
Except that there's been several WrestleManias where that hasn't happened recently.
But you would think the last image of the first event or the second night of the first event in front of a live crowd, you would think, give the people what they want. Give them a babyface win. And for a couple of days, I was dead set on saying they fucked up the main event again. This, I will give credit to Skylar Mars, who is on TikTok and is on the NGTTWF roster, who brought up, well, you wanted Roman Reigns. He made multiple comic book references, among which was the Crisis on Infinite Earths and the multiple things. You wanted this Roman Reigns. You wanted that version of Roman. You wanted to boo Roman Reigns. Now you have all this stuff. And then I rewatched the match and I went, well, okay, this is definitely not the image that I wanted to see, but I'm not going to lie. Roman needed that win. He needed that career-establishing main moment to say, he is the dude. He is the guy. He is top dude. Face or heel, fuck you, acknowledge him. Took me a couple of days. It took me a couple of days, admittedly. But
He is the law.
yeah, law. It took me a couple of minutes. Took me a couple of days, I should say.
At this point, Roman is in a similar position to Walter. Like he has made that belt so much more relevant than it ever has been before, simply because he's a heel. He's the tribal chief, and I say keep it on him as long as you want, as possible, because he's doing great with it. It's similar to Walter. Walter is doing great with the UK title. He's held it for like what, 2+ years now.
And he defeated the pissed off Psycho Killer Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah,
That's credibility. And JC brought it up. Brought it up from Cultaholic. WWE didn't want to have Roman Reigns lose because they knew they'd have to give him Roman back in the belt for the money matches they still want to do with him. Cena, Rock, Lesnar, etc. And this is where I go, yeah, a loss damages the character he's so diligently built over the last year.
And
I may not like it. I have personal problems with it, but my brain is going, come on, dude. You know he needed the win more than he needed the loss. And at this point, this just makes him the final boss.
And thinking about it, Daniel Bryan didn't need it.
No.
Edge didn't need it because they've both been world champions. They both had their WrestleMania moments. They don't need the belt. And besides, if they got the belt, who would they fight?
And they had the visual win with the double submission, which is a WrestleMania moment in its own right. Edge got to finally have his in-crowd WrestleMania entrance, which is why they put him in the main event in the first place, I'm sure. And Bryan was in there because the memes. They thought of the memes. You cannot change my mind. It is my personal headcanon that they want to throw him in there for the memes. Job done there. I may not like it, but goddamn, it makes sense. It just makes sense.
It's one of the few times WWE is actually thinking about the future. Because there's a whole bunch of faces you could throw at Roman.
Yeah.
How many credible heels could you throw at Daniel Bryan or Edge?
I personally am looking forward to Cesaro versus Roman Reigns. Exactly. I know Cesaro has to lose, but I don't care. That's a money match in my book.
That has the potential to be match of the year if they play it right.
And God knows it might be a case of, okay, here's the finish. He has to win. Otherwise, go nuts.
The Cesaro's up there. You could throw Biggie in that mix as well.
Biggie, if you want, yeah.
Jimmy in there. He's got to come back soon.
Babyface Jimmy versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah, because there's a story right there.
So much, but there's so much potential with the merchandise. I salivate over it, and I'm not even watching the fucking product.
We're gonna watch the pay-per-views, or at least the matches involved. That's for sure. Now, at first I figured that this night went down from a 3.5 to a 3 or even a 2.5. And I thought, as a whole, there was so much bad that at that point, like the 4 turns into a 3 to like the whole event, the whole 2 nights, goes down from maybe 3.5 to a 4 to just a solid flat 3. But I'm curious how you score this one, boys.
I give this show a solid 3.5 out of 5.
I'd say, even though I didn't see it and I only heard about it from reviews, from what I heard from it, I give it a 3, just a solid, maybe a 3.2, mostly because it was a good pay-per-view. It just wasn't a very good WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I think that was like, if it's just a regular 2-night pay-per-view, this is a 3.5, maybe even a 4 if you want to be generous. The first night of WrestleMania, 4 out of 5, even with the bad tag turmoil match. Solid card, 3 hours, and there is a sentimentality of, oh God, we have some normalcy with fans doing what they want to do. And they're not being edited out of the Thunderdome because Vince doesn't like that one shirt that looks like an AEW shirt when it's actually a fast food T-shirt. It can happen. No, this.
What?
Actually, the way
that happened?
No, I'm just making a joke.
I would almost believe something that would happen.
But though I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. I'm like, I had some A&W for breakfast this morning. That's what it brought up. But yeah, you would think that. You would, because A&W looks like AEW if you look at the ampersand the wrong way. But I digress. The one thing that it hurts was a good chunk of night 2. A lot of intended bad decisions. Put it that.
And
And a lot of bad decisions that just kept the crowd silent, which is the wrong thing to do. 3 out of 5. It's a 3.5 out of 5. For a while they were sitting on a 3 for the full time, but I'm gonna bump it back up to 3.5 because you know what, the matches that hit good.
But it just didn't feel like a WrestleMania to me.
To be fair, dude, they put WrestleMania on there and in front of a crowd, and for a lot of us, yeah, that felt like a Mania. And you didn't watch it. I watched it live and went, it's not the same, but goddamn, it does feel like a WrestleMania. Maybe not a full one, maybe not a complete one. You did need more people, but the pomp, the circumstances, they did what they could with what they had.
And for me, this definitely felt like a return to form for Mania, with the good and all the bad involved.
Maybe it was just the build for me. I don't know.
No, the build was shit. But then again, anything outside of WrestleMania this week with WWE has been, for the most part, shit. So the fact that we have a halfway decent weekend of wrestling out of a WrestleMania weekend, you know what? Partial credit, you know. I think that's just the best way to put it.
It was a pretty good pay-per-view.
Yeah. And but here's the thing: you didn't watch it live. T-Dub and I did watch it live both nights.
True.
And I think that's where the differences are. And I think that was what you needed to do with Russell. You had to watch it live to get that feeling, and I got that feeling. May not have been a perfect WrestleMania, and may not. A lot of people are going to put it. Oh, it's one of the top WrestleManias of all time. It's like, chill, folks. It ain't that good, but
no.
It was you know what? The field, the crowd, it may not have felt like a WrestleMania in a traditional sense, but after a full year of empty arenas and Thunderdomes, it felt like a WWE event again. And in this case, it will probably rank as a special WrestleMania. It will, obviously, but the fact that we had a crowd again, it'll be interesting how it plays out in the future. But for right now, that was a WrestleMania in front of a crowd, and that's what a lot of people wanted. Anyway, that being said, we got news to take care of and all that good stuff. We will take care of that immediately following these commercial or not commercial announcements. If you got Twitch, you got Prime Gaming, and you used it to do the subscription on this thing, you don't have to worry. You just got to listen to some stuff. But the rest of you, we'll be right back after these messages. Don't go away.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Tired, achy back got you up against the ropes. Burning, itchy hemorrhoids making you cry for mommy. Performance anxiety making you feel embarrassed and like less of a man. Introducing Elite Cold Spray. The #1 cure for dry eye syndrome. Elite Cold Spray. If you order now at YoungBucksMerch.com, we will throw in a complimentary can. Elite Cold Spray, the preferred dry eye cure. Oh my God! This this product doesn't even work, guys. It pisses me off. Who even planned this whole thing?
This is WMOB Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
It's crazy. I mean, how long has it been since we sat like this? Last time I remember, might have been in a New Japan locker room. I remember telling you guys when everything was unclear, and we didn't know where we'd be, where we'd go, where we'd end up. I'd said to you guys, as long as we stuck together, we'd be okay. And we said that we changed the world. Change the world. That's what we did. Everything's different. My world's different. We've all changed. But change the world? What does it even mean? I mean, yeah, sure, the world changed for us. Everything's different. The people sure changed. Because whatever the hell we were before, the thing that everyone loved, the flocks of people that followed us, the flocks of people that wanted to be like us, the people that we inspired, well, they turned on us, didn't they? Now, I just keep hearing, this guy's better than you, and this guy's better than you, and you're washed up, you're overrated. I've heard of many tag teams that are better than you guys. How many times have we had to prove them wrong over and over and over again? How many times over do we have to have the best matches of all time? And as soon as we don't, it's like, yeah, we're washed up. We ain't shit. No one cares about us. I break my neck tomorrow, people are happy. People are smiling. You guys dead tomorrow? Who cares about what your family thinks? Who cares about what your kid thinks? They're happy, because you're out of the picture. We got go away heat. People don't like us anymore. People don't care about us. They don't care about our well-being. They want us out of business. They want our promotion out of business. And that's actually why I'm most glad that we're together. And I've changed a lot. I've changed the world. And to do that, I had to change myself. Maybe I don't like that person so much, but as long as I got you guys, I'm fine with that. There's just one problem. When I look at you guys now, I see everything that I hate about current day wrestling. I see the pandering to the fans. I see a style that we no longer want to represent. I see the Young Bucks that were happy with the way professional wrestling was. I see the Young Bucks that loved what they did. You don't love what we do. I don't love what I do. I do this because it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to be the best. It's my responsibility to embarrass all these other people that think that they're the best and think they're on our level. And now I think it's time for the person that I know that you guys are in here to be shown to the world out there. We don't have to play games anymore. We don't have to put a mask on. Just be ourselves. And ourselves, it isn't this. It's not this. It's not these frillies. It's not tassels. It's not these colors. It might have been you, but it's not you now, and that's not where we're going. So, far be it from me to tell you guys what to do, but if I know you as well as I think I know you guys, you agree. There's got to be a change.
We're back here on the Wrestle-Cast RVT Entertainment Production. Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, live on Twitch. Matty, T-Dub, and Shintigercurl. Here with you as per usual. Go ahead.
That spray commercial reminded me of something. What was that cologne that one wrestler used to use back in the 80s?
Oh, you
Arrogance.
mean...
Arrogance.
Yeah, with Rick Martel.
Yes,
Arrogance for men.
Yes, arrogance. Yes. Forget all elite wrestling and get you some arrogance. Arrogance. It will put everything into dark order. Arrogance, and you'll be at the pinnacle of manhood. Arrogance, and you'll be in all the inner circles. Arrogance. Something Team Taz. So if you all elite, you'll get arrogance. Jurassic Express.
You know what? We're going to get as much last as we can because there is some bad news we got to get through before we do anything else. We'll talk about AEW and all that stuff, but we got to bring up the fact of Yesterday it happened again. 1 full year to the day that Black Wednesday happened. It happened again. Here's a list of people WWE have let go. In no particular order. Kalisto, Mojo Rawley, Wesley Blake, Bo Dallas, Tucker, Chelsea Green, Mickey James, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, the Iconics, and the shocker to end all shockers, Samoa Joe, who just called WrestleMania gone. Budget cuts.
Despite making more money than ever before.
Despite making all that money, god damn it, then they still have to make fucking budget cuts.
Capitalism! Fuck you, Junior. No, the worst part, you know who it was? Who had that column? My name is John Laurinaitis, and I'm here to say we got budget cuts to do. I'm sorry, Samoa Joe. That's okay. I'll go to Nightlight Land.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay, John. That's okay, John. Here, I got a ticket for you. All expenses paid. Or weekend land.
Thank you, Joe. I know I deserve it, but just put your arm around my neck. I know you can't do it on Vince. Go ahead.
So it's kind of interesting that all the members of the Forgotten Sons got released except for the one that nobody likes.
Who's still on TV with Elias of all things. Just like the talent here that got wasted. Mojo Rawley could have been a solid mid-Carter. Mickey James is a legend. Iconics could have been a great act. Bo Dallas was still in play. I'm shocked Bo Dallas wasn't part of the releases from last year. They did nothing with the poor guy.
Bo Dallas has been on TV since 2019.
You guys cut each other off there a little bit. Sorry.
Go ahead, T-Dup.
Bo Dallas has not appeared on television since 2019.
They should have, and I'm surprised Bo got let go considering how connected his family is with the WWE.
Guts Masterson, send Joe to murder Grandpa. I read the tweet. What tweet? But let's discuss the rest of the stuff, and then we'll get to Joey Head Rocker, because I got a couple ideas. But yeah, the Iconics, they split up the Iconics. They had Billy Kay doing all that jumping all the hoops. She had a spot in Mania. Gone. Peyton Royce, same goddamn deal. You know what you do? Let's cut to the chase, boys. Yes, this sucks. And we will shit on WWE like we normally do, just with more vitriol. By the way, we're doing it tonight, right?
I guess you are.
I fucked up the bit. We didn't pay for this, right?
No.
Then I'm drinking. Ladies and gentlemen, I always bring two cans.
And props to Renee Paquette for reading WWE The Right Act on Twitter.
I think Renee might get a winner for that one, actually.
She just did not hold back. She's like, how can you not find something to do for Samoa Joe?
There's people positing that it's because they couldn't medically clear him. I'm like, fucker's been sitting on his ass at commentator for a year.
At this point, it's not a matter of not wanting to clear him and not wanting to use him at this point.
Which, I mean, I get it. You needed to be space for Adnan Virk, and I like I said, I watched Raw. His commentary was fine for the most part, though he was carried by Byron Saxton and Corey Graves. Take that as you will.
Wait. Byron Saxton is back?
Yeah.
He never left.
Never left.
I need to go to Raw right now. I need to go handle some business because Byron knows he's not supposed to be there.
He never left.
He
still doesn't. He's not supposed to be there.
God damn it.
T-Dub. Wait. Shin. He's been there since he's been there since last year. He's never left.
I'd sent him a
He
message.
took a stunner on 316 day in an empty goddamn performance center.
It's still not good enough.
He took 2 kicks in the balls don't explain to me why we need to get him out of there.
Because he's not a grown man yet.
God damn it.
He is still a little boy. You want to replace a grown-ass man like Joey Headrocker with Byron, I'm a simp for Nia Jax.
He's been there since... My God. He's been there since before Joey Headrocker showed up on comms.
That doesn't change the fact that he should not be there.
If anybody replaced Samoa Joe, it was Corey Graves.
Yeah, pretty much. Graves was on SmackDown for last year. Since October 19.
Mike Shell agrees with me.
Yeah, it's because he's bye. Yeah. Anyway, let's not dilly-dally over the question, because a lot of people are saying, where are they going to land? Where are they going to go? Thankfully, there's a couple more spots they can land. A lot of people saying they're all going to show up on AEW. No. I think for the most part, Bo Dallas, a lot of people saying there's a lot of
Bo Dallas is a retired farmer now.
Yeah, he's done. I think at that point he was running out his contract at that point. I'm trying to give the right Laurie Blake, Russell Talk. He said he's pretty much retired now. Wesley Blake could go wherever. He could probably show up on MLW and he'd fit right in there. Kalisto back to Japan, he'd be fine there. Mojo Rawley is a question mark. Probably Impact. Maybe Impact.
You already know how I feel about Mojo.
How do you feel about Mojo? Just for those playing at home here.
He feels hyped, bro.
He ain't hype. Yo, kick me out because I'm not hype enough. I'm always hype.
So Impact then.
Mr. Mojo, this is a vaccination center. What are you doing here?
Get my shots to be hype.
Could you imagine backstage segment, Johnny Swinger and Mojo Rawley?
Oh my God! It'll be worth the boys. It'll be worth the syphilis. And for those who don't watch Rift Zone, one should be inside joke. We actually don't believe Swinger actually gives all sorts of venereal diseases and all that stuff.
Dude.
We're just fucking around.
With how hype Mojo is, it'll just increase his blood flow, which means it'll make it easier for all the VD to get into his body and infect him.
Contact is for Rift Zone.
And Johnny Swingers will be amazed at how easily he catches the herb.
Chelsea Green, I could see her showing up. Actually, both Chelsea. Chelsea could show up in AEW. They need a solid character to go in there. Mickie James could probably show up as a veteran presence. The Iconics,
Impact.
folks, tag champs, Impact.
Send them to Impact.
They can make money with the Iconics.
The AEW women's division isn't stable enough for the Iconics as a comedy heel act. They need some legit women in there. And
Mickie James could bring it up though. With Mickie James, yes. I'm sorry to cut you off, but yeah, with Mickie James, she'd probably show up in NWA with her husband Nick Aldis. So that's the more likely the landing spot for Mickie James. But if she winds up in AEW, that's even better for them. Another veteran presence in the women's division. They need it.
As far as I know, she can still go.
See Kalisto and Impact for their X division.
Kalisto would kill in the X division.
Who would kill him? Because I didn't hear you. Kalisto in the X division? He might wind up back in CMML or AAA, but X division could work for him as well, actually.
Yep, back to being Samurai del Sol.
There you go. And
Samoa
Joey
Joe.
Headrocker. Now, a
He's
lot
the
of
one
you
with
saying
top one.
AEW, but Smithception, Lou Nonsense, both on TikTok, and myself agree. It'd be nice to see some people in AEW go to Night Night Land, but you know where the money is? It ain't in Jacksonville. It's in the Tokyo Dome. And someone brought it up, Murder Grandpa, earlier. Now, actually, Guts Masterson, send Joe to Murder Grandpa. Yeah, Joe, Minoru Suzuki, some of you are salivating at that matchup. Hell, I'm salivating at that matchup right now.
Guys, I couldn't hear a word you were saying. It was obstructed by this massive boner I have for that match.
I said Minoru Suzuki versus Joe. I'll shut up. I'll stop. You can only get so erect. Fair enough, but still.
Or Samoa Joe versus Jeff Cobb.
There's another one. Hell, that's a dream match right there.
Oh, Joe versus Ishii for if they ever get to a never open weight match.
They don't need that's a G1 climax match right there. Or they don't even need the excuse. It's Ishii versus Joe.
There you go. Or Ishii or Joe versus Gato.
Ooh.
Or Goto.
Hiroki Goto.
Hiroki Goto. Hiroki Goto could be an interesting matchup, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. We could go on all night with these.
And JC, AEW or New Japan, you still get Joe versus Moxley, and that's a money match right there.
Oh, since the door is open, Joe versus the Mad King.
Yeah, promos alone would be excellent.
The promo level would be godlike.
I can only imagine the chance of Joe is going to kill you piping up again wherever he lands, because god damn, I miss Killer Samoa Joe.
Yep, and speaking of things that are killer, something that damn near broke the internet last week, showing up on the Broken Skull sessions, was none other than Chris Jericho.
Not gonna lie, boys. Not gonna lie. Not the internet breaking thing you would think, but this was still a solid 2-hour show.
Yeah, it went by super fast, and they didn't shy away from AEW one bit. Not one.
They didn't.
iota.
It was not the entire focus, but when it came time to focus, they did not shy away.
It wasn't. Hey, you know, good that other company, Chris. Yeah, the other company's good. Good. Now on other things. So let's bring out that list 1,000 times. It wasn't that.
No.
I still think that we're gonna have a Dewey Cox moment between Stone Cold and Jericho. It's gotta happen.
What are
Dewey
you doing
Cox?
there, Jericho?
And he goes into a locker room, sees Jericho with the Inner Circle wearing AEW merch. He's like, "What y'all doing in here? We're in AEW, Stone Cold. You don't want none of this shit."
Oh God.
I hope they pay well. They pay awesome. Well, I hope they do. Do they curse over here? We get to say all the curse words. Well, do I still get control of my character? Everyone gets to do whatever the fuck they want with their character. Well, I don't want to be about a bunch of strangers. Everyone you know is here, even Dustin. Hi, Steve. Get out of here, Steve. You don't want this shit. I think I want some of that shit.
Well, no, it's been well documented. Austin's done with the wrestling business unless he can make a shitload of money, and he has not seen that amount of money pop up yet. But no, this was, when they brought up AEW, it was not shied away from. It was frank, as a Stone Cold podcast interview should be and is. But this was, hey, let's go over your career, and okay, but when we got to that part, it's like, well, why the change? And Jericho was frank.
It was like, after what was supposed to be a main event match between him and Kevin Owens got bumped to second on the card, Jericho was like, well, I guess this is just my spot here from now on. And he didn't like that.
After all that hard work, that spot, fuck you.
For a Grand Slam champion of Chris Jericho's pedigree.
Hall of Fame caliber.
Yeah, Jericho was like, I finally would get to win a world title as a babyface for the first time in my career, but didn't happen.
Nope. And he said, well, all that happened. Tony Khan showed up, big pile of money and creative freedom. He said yes.
And they did talk about his New Japan matches with like Naito and Omega and Okada and all of them. Like, they brought up all of that stuff.
They did.
They pretty much didn't leave anything off the table, really. So
nothing
it was really
abbreviated, yes, but nothing off the table, and not necessarily. This was not too deep, but deep enough, and they didn't keep it. They again honest. That's what it was. It was an honest 2 hours, and it was a good 2 hours.
My favorite part was Steve constantly saying, "All right, we need to go to a clip," and then they'd show a clip of like classic Jericho moments, and Stone Cold would be there just marking out the whole time.
Because on the other day, it's two wrestling fans watching wrestling.
Yeah, it's just great to see
what the three of us do.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see that side of Stone Cold because you don't see that too often, really.
And there's some extra clips on YouTube. They were talking about the highlight reels and the beer drinking in 2003, where Austin couldn't stun anybody and Jericho would just pat him on the back, and that's physical contact for Austin, going, oh, wham! And you see old Stone Cold sitting down with his Broken Skull IPA, marking out, having fun.
Of course, every now and again, before the Jericho would answer a question, they would both have to take a shot.
They did. Which is a running gag. Booze. Booze is consumed.
That's right. I enjoy me a good bit of the alcohol.
Oh, god dang, son. How about a beer?
And speaking of people who are probably cracking open a few beers to celebrate, AEW Dynamite, which got 1.22 million viewers this week.
A boom goes the dynamite. Pun not intended, of course. No, this was proof positive that Vince was doing his goddamn job. When NXT moved, they bumped up. When AEW got their solo slot, 1 million people. Fuck you, Vinny.
Solid night of wrestling.
And a solid night for both nights, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, AEW started with Young Bucks versus Pac and Phoenix, which was fucking amazing.
You know what? I have to I have to bring this up. I was not into AEW when I watched it live. I don't know what it was. I'll admit it right off the bat. I was in a headspace that just went, I just want to chill and not worry about wrestling. And then Thursday happened, and then I just realized, you know what? I'm going to watch AEW. Put again, just to put myself in a better headspace. And after rewatching it, oh yeah, oh my god, I could see why Meltzer gave it the 5-star treatment. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is absolutely excellent. Just two teams going at it the best they can, and Bucks being the best heels in the business in the tag division, at least. And with the best heel move at the end, like they were about to get a clean victory, but they're like, "Nope, fuck that." Rip goes on the mask.
Sorry about that.
Double super kick.
Popped up on my phone. But yeah, heels got a heel. Mask remove 1, 2, 3. ST up brought up, and
as I tweeted out on that, Nate. Ray Phoenix is a game genie.
Yeah, pretty much, because the way he moves around, the quickness.
Yeah, he's a human cheat code. I believe we brought that up last week. Yeah,
he is. He doesn't use cheat codes. He is the cheat code.
He is a human cheat code. Unfortunately, he did not have God mode on, and the Bucks had a anti-cheating device activated because mask off.
And what got me a lot of attention, anytime Pac did something, I always tweeted out that he was action bastard. Anytime he did a move, he'd be like, action suplex, action bastard kick, bastard plex, bastard butt.
Yeah. Go, action. Black Arrow. I used to red. It used to be the red arrow. It's Black Arrow now.
It's Bastard Arrow because he's action bastard now.
It's action bastard.
It's actually a reference to Crayon Shin-Chan, but
yeah. But I'm like, you want Shin-Chan, and I went Inspector Gadget because of the way you were doing it. Oh God.
Bastard.
Well, I think these young bucks are up to no good.
And then he throws a letter, and there's the commissioner getting blown the fuck up again.
And there's Kenny Omega in the background.
I'll get you next time back. Next time.
And Don Callis going, why do we have to? Come on, man, you're killing the business.
No, it's not the Jackal. It's Gallows. Going to clear.
Oh God.
And I have
7 foot tall Luke Gallows going.
Yeah, that's his O sound.
Oh God.
That's the sound he makes when he's catching a Cliz.
Oh God. I can only imagine him as Sex Ferguson doing that now.
Moving on, we had Jericho versus Dax the Axe. With Mike Tyson at ringside, being the special guest enforcer, being 100% impartial. There, of course, was shenanigans. There was
shenanigans
madness.
And all that stuff. And after the shenanigans, Dax
Cash
got
Wheeler
knocked
tried
the
to-
fuck out. No, Cash Wheeler.
Yeah,
Cash Wheeler. Cash Wheeler got knocked the fuck out by Mike Tyson.
Cash Wheeler tried to interfere with the bat. Mike said nope. Cash was about to hit Mike with the bat, but then pop.
Cash thought he was Piston Honda.
Turns out he was Glass Joe. Oh no! Don't do that to me now.
Oh, poor Cash. And
don't do that to me now. We got cut off for a second. Oh no, we're back. Anyway, Shin. You said Dax thought he was Piston Honda. He was Glass Joe.
Yep.
Also, props to Cash for taking the hit because I'm not sure how worked that punch was, but it looked painful.
It sounded painful. That sounded like that connected hard.
Someone needs to edit in the music from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I'm amazed I have not seen that meme yet. No. Even better. Slumber, oh, that brother gone. The TikTok meme there, but yeah.
And of course, we also had Red Velvet versus Jade Cargill in their first singles match meeting, which was pretty good for what it was.
It was fine.
Jade's still,
nothing technically wrong.
Yeah, Jade's still new.
Yeah.
Still under 10 matches. So for that alone, pretty good match.
I actually love this match, not because of what happened in the match, but what the potential is I see in both of these women.
Yeah.
I see the potential in these women. I'm like, they're this good, but they can be better, and they will be better.
And Jade, with whatever the context they're giving her with how they produce the promos, they're building it up.
I believe it was Jay on commentary who said, "Look, imagine that Rob just look how good she is now. Imagine how good she's going to be in the future."
I'm gonna go with my dude in New York and his buddy Jesse. Jade Cargill should not lose. She should not lose.
Build it up. Absolutely.
And if she gets a title match against whoever later down this year, she should win.
100%. And I think that when it comes to her as women's champion, I think they should hold off on that until next year, actually.
Okay. Anytime she goes up against the world champion, if it's Sheeta or whoever, she should win it.
100%.
Yeah.
They need to keep her streak going, build it up, and then climax with her getting the belt off whoever it is, because whoever is going to win that belt and whoever she wins it off of is going to be a great match.
Most likely than not, yes.
Yeah, but whoever the opponent is for the women's championship, you needed her to be a solid worker, because she more than likely will still be a little green. So you need someone that has a solid hand that could guide her through to a great match.
And they got a lot of those right now.
Let's see. We also had Anthony Ogogo murdering a poor jobber.
No, God. I got the perfect bun for that, by the way, because he had a punch, and, well...
I am a man!
That's pretty much what happened. That's pretty much what happened. Prove me wrong.
Yes, I'm taking...
He punched the career out of that guy. He's not wrestling anymore.
At least for a couple of weeks.
No, ever.
Couple of weeks. Dude, it's wrestling. He'll be back in 2 weeks. Wrestling retirements aren't worth shit, and you know it.
No, he's like, he took a punch from Anthony Go. He's like, I quit. Okay, no, I quit wrestling.
Dude, you have an indie booking in North Carolina next week.
He does. He literally 2 weeks. Wrestling retirements. They are not worth shit.
I'm not gonna go. No.
Okay, Shen. No. Shen. Yeah, North Carolina. This is not a headcanon moment. This is literally he'll be back in 2 weeks.
See that? You see that bit of flesh over there? That's my will to wrestle. He punched it out of me. I'm done.
But I do find it interesting that, his finisher is a liver punch, which is not something you see very often in pro wrestling. Usually, whenever a wrestler's given a punch as a finisher, it's always a punch to the face, so it knocks them out. This is interesting in that a punch to the liver is so painful that the wrestler cannot continue.
Guy's a former boxer. It makes sense.
A punch to the liver is one of the worst shots you can take in boxing. It
is like legit a good.
The liver has the most nerve bundles of any of your organs in your body, and not only that, it produces it's responsible for bile production. So when you get punched in the liver, it literally cripples you. Like, you're not getting up anytime soon.
No, let's put it this way: when someone gets knocked out and it was a body shot, it's more than likely the liver that got hit hard.
And another thing I like about Anthony Ogogo, his nickname,
a governor.
Yeah, and for those of you who are not into boxing, I think he took inspiration from the governor, Lenny McLean.
I'll take your word for that. Whoever that is.
Lenny McLean is the greatest bare knuckle boxing champion in British history. Over 100 fights, illegal, bare knuckle, he never lost.
Well, damn.
Dude was an absolute hard ass. And for him to take that name, kudos.
Also, props to his entrance theme. That sounds really cool stuff. Has a little bit of a boxing vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a shame we never got any kind of interaction between Ogogo and Tyson.
I'm sure they're saving that for down the road. Can't blow your Tyson load too early.
Nope.
And of course, in the main event, we had Matt Hardy versus Darby Allin in a giant clusterfuck Falls Count Anywhere match.
That's pretty much what it was, but it was fun. And then Hardy went out. I sense a little tone deafness here. Literally months before, he took the most horrible fucking concrete bump he's ever taken, and he's taking table bumps again. What the fuck?
That's Matt Hardy for you. I mean, he's a Hardy, in the Hardy blood, you see a risk, you gotta take it. And he took a relatively safe bump here when he did the leg drop off the ladder. It was relatively safely done.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing out of the ordinary. The table spots were not too crazy. At least he didn't bump his head or anything like that. I will say I did not care for the interference from all the other wrestlers. It kind of took away from Hardy and Darby's match.
A little bit, especially when Lance Archer came out, which I know was to advance his story with Sting, but that part was getting just a little bit much, just a little bit.
It's a slow burn. They don't need to put more into it than they need at this point.
And also, AEW has made history.
How was that?
This for the first time ever, we've had our first announce table spot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Darby Allin climbing up to the scaffolding and doing a coffin drop through the announce table to Matt Hardy.
That was the first announce table spot since the organization was formed. And funny enough, it wasn't the Mexican announce table.
Yeah, Spanish announce table was safe due to the fact that, they don't fuck around. If you've seen on Being the Elite, they're not going to let that shit happen.
Exactly.
Marco Stunt thought he could make it happen, but they said, no, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, don't fuck with Alex. Don't fuck with Alex.
Yeah, Alex Apprentice is he's gonna fuck up Marco Stunt if he tries that shit again.
Do it too.
You don't need to add anything else to that.
Overall, really good episode of Dynamite, and viewership shows, and hopefully the viewers, at least most of them, hopefully will stick around.
We knock on one on that one.
And in the biggest news for Impact, commentating Kenny Omega versus Rich Swann next Sunday, title versus title, which Tony Khan has gone on the record saying there will be a definitive winner. They're not going to blue ball us on this one. Commentating that match will be none other than Mauro Ranallo.
Mamma mia! I read that and I'm like, for one night, all will be right with the world.
It's going to be great hearing Mauro calling wrestling again. Just making all those music out.
Kenny Omega with the V trigger onto Bushmaster.
God damn it.
You can almost hear it now. That's how crazy that is. You can almost,
And Rich Swann just looks up and like, the fuck, man? You too?
Dude, I'll be the most shocked person in the world if I hear a reference to this fucking shit show by Mauro Ranallo. But Mauro is the kind of guy who would dig up the obscure references. He would.
Kenny Omega loading full clip into the V trigger. By the way, anyone who gets a reference, props to you.
Yep.
Oh, Kenny Omega, it looks like he's got full meter and he's going for the You Can't Escape.
Oh, damn. I hope somebody at least got my hip-hop reference.
It looks like Devil Pogo Stick did. He said nice.
Cool, thank you. At least got at least one hip-hop fan in the crowd. But yeah, so I'm excited. Can't wait. And of course, my final bit of news, favorite bit of news, the thing that I woke up to Thursday morning, appearing on the Conan O'Brien podcast was Donovan, a.k.a. Danhausen!
It's a must listen, folks. That's all I'm going to say.
Conan is 100% on board with the Danhausen gimmick, and he wants to be a part of it.
Good on Coco.
Yeah.
Good on Danhausen for all the great marketing he's done in order to get himself on the podcast, get noticed there, and to expand his brand. Now, more people than ever know who Danhausen is because of how popular the podcast is, how popular Conan O'Brien is. He's thinking outside the box here. You see, Danhausen, he's a smart dude doing this. Also, one thing I love about Danhausen, born and raised in Michigan. Hell yeah!
Yep.
Although he will be soon moving to Montreal with his wife. Because she is apparently French-Canadian. So, mazel tov to them to their move.
Hey, you know what? Red Wings and Habs. It's the old joke between when someone brings up my allegiance as far as hockey. I don't care who wins as long as the Leafs lose. Hey.
Even if it's the Tampa Bay Lightning. Even if it's the Nashville Predators, the St. Louis Blues.
Dude, the Blues did win the cup, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of years ago. It's that long ago, but yeah.
An Ice Age.
It felt like it's been an ice age so far.
That's all the news I have this week on Let's Chin. Matty, you guys got anything?
I got some couple of stuffs.
Sure.
A lot of anniversaries today. All right, it was 27 years ago today. The first ever Super J Cup tournament took place.
Conceived by Jushin Liger, if I'm correct.
Yep. Participants were Black Tiger number 2, Dean Malenko, Eo Samurai, Gato, Hayabusa, the aforementioned Jushin Thunder Liger, Masayoshi Motegi, Negro Casa, Ricky Fuji, Shinjiro Otani, Super Delphine, my boy Taka Michinoku, the Great Sasuke, and of course, Wild Pegasus.
Lots of recognizable names there.
A lot of big names. And for those wondering, Wild Pegasus, Google it. I'm making you do the math on this one. You Google it.
And of course, Black Tiger 2. Latino Heat.
Actually, you know what? In honor of our good buddy Easy and the fact that the last drive-in is airing once again.
Google that fucker. You should always just Google that fucker.
There you go.
Also, in more anniversary news, 4 years ago today, Drew McIntyre competed in ICW for the final time when he faced Jack Jester in Scotland's first ever barbed wire rope match at Barbermania 3.
I think if a couple months later he showed up at NXT, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a day late, but happy birthday to the GHC heavyweight title. It turned 20 yesterday.
Nice. Very
also,
nice.
In my final bit of news, it comes directly from the former Taya Valkyrie, who made her NXT debut this week as Frankie Monet. She said in a tweet that she is the one who came up with the name. In her tweet,
I should laugh at her for that.
In her tweet, she says, and I quote, "Hey guys, I love my name. Maybe since I picked it, go figure. I could be called Sunshine Tuna and I would make it work. Take a breath, stop complaining, enjoy this evolution, and ride with me. Thanks. Hashtag Frankie Monet." Still not a fan of it.
Me neither.
Nope. I mean, Taya Valkyrie was just a perfect name. It was so perfect. And of course, this just reeks off having to own all the names, so we gotta change it.
Taya Valkyrie sounds like a conqueror. Frankie Monet sounds like an 80s one-hit wonder.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And now top of the charts at number 1 is "You Can't Buy My Love" by Frankie Monet.
Oh, my God.
Something from the late 80s, early 90s R&B.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Yeah, I would add something to it, but I got nothing, folks. You add something to it at that point. I cannot make that shit funnier if I tried. I would try, but I'm not gonna.
And now from anytime we mention her, I will introduce her like Casey Kasem.
Nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. If you do not know what Casey Kasem is,
like Zoink Scoob,
something's wrong with you. Look, on my end, all I got is this tweet by CM Punk. As soon as Samoa Joe is announced, he tweets at Samoa Joe a gif of Dave Chappelle's Rick James going, "Fuck your couch. They never should have give you money." And Samoa Joe replies, "They really should have never gave me money." Reply by Punk, fucked up and paid us. Darknesses. Look, I'm an unabashed fan of the show, and I'm so glad that Dave is finally being paid for that.
Same here, and
all of it.
also, can we get another interview with Punk and Joe? Because like 5 or 6 years ago, wherever it was, God, probably even longer than that, I actually watched the full shoot interview with Punk and Joe back when they were in Ring of Honor.
Oh my God, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, people were bringing it up. I'm like, I'm glad more people than me remember that. Especially with how many times Punk would mess with Gabe Sapolsky. He just loved fucking with him 24/7.
He did.
One clip that I haven't seen go around is the fact that Gabe had a habit of just getting angry and throwing objects in rage.
That's how you know it works.
Yes, sir.
So can we get another interview with these two once the 90 days is up?
Please. Pretty please.
That's all I got.
Yeah, and that's all I got on mine. Shall we do winners and losers, boys and girls? I think we ought to do that.
Okay,
Shin?
then.
I know you got a D-cell in there. How could there not?
Yeah, and since Jess is listening to this and she's relatively new, for your education, my dear, is a D-cell battery award is given to a person, company, angle, or event that is so terrible that I want to throw a D-cell battery at it. And this one's a doozy. I almost gave it to WWE for Black Thursday, but last night's Impact, someone surpassed it. Someone getting the D-cell.
Oh, okay. Speak up, brother. Speak up.
Sami Callihan.
Okay, what the fuck did I miss?
Sami was wrestling Matt Cardona, and somewhere in the middle of the match, his thumbnail got ripped out. And they kept showing it, and they kept focusing on it, and it showed Sami ripping out a piece of the thumbnail and throwing it away and focusing on it. And I'm like, ew, no, bueno, no buenas, no, I do not want. And T-Dub, he heard me, said if they show it one more time, he's getting a D-cell. And they did.
It's true. He said it.
So I'm living up to my word. Sami Callihan and his gross ass fucking fingernail D-cell battery. I don't want to think about it. Ill.
That's a nasty image right there.
Yeah, hopefully by the pay-per-view it'll grow back.
As for my losers, obvious loser WWE for Black Wednesday 2 Electric Fire Lube. Seriously, Vince must be trying to do this every year so we can do an entire Black Week of just firings for the next 7 years or something. But yeah, that women's tag title match at WrestleMania, hot garbage, and the Fiend for just the Fiend is dead. The Fiend is dead and buried. There's nothing you can do with him. He is dead and buried. He has no more hope. Goodbye. He's dead. Go fuck off with JoJo and have more kids. You're done. It's over. And that's all for me.
Yeah, by the way, Renico, unless you're a mod on Twitch, you have to ask permission for links, and even I don't have the permission to give that, so don't worry too much about it. Yeah. D-Dub.
I'm a loser. Kevin Dunn for being a terrible director during WrestleMania to the point where Lance Storm had to turn off the main event of night 2.
That bad? Because of the cuts, I'm assuming.
Yeah, all the constant cuts nonstop. Just Lance Storm says it was making him physically nauseous. And of course, people at WrestleMania who were not wearing masks out in the open, on camera. All of you, hope you get banned for 10 years.
I didn't put them on the list for that, but because at this point, the only thing I got to say to those who do not wish to wear masks, play stupid games, win COVID prizes. That's about all I could say there. For my losers, WWE. fucked up The Fiend. Let go of Samoa Joe, fucked up Samoa Joe. Fuck you, Junior. That's all I got to say there. Let's do winners, boys.
Oh, a lot of decent winners this week. Winner goes to the merchandise for retaining, which was good. Cesaro for getting his first one-on-one match in WrestleMania history and winning it. Hopefully that means he's getting a push. Good on you, Swiss Tony.
Yeah.
Kevin and Sammy for getting their match. There's that. AEW for showing off what it can do by getting over 1 million. Great show. And of course, Jess, for my new friend Jess, who is probably still in the chat and listening. Thank you for joining the show, and thank you for your friendship, and thank you for just being awesome. She's seriously awesome. You have no idea how much. I'm not going to say because I don't want to bring too much stuff, but just remember she's awesome. And finally, a winner from the same night last night. It is most likely the stinger for this episode, if I know Matty.
It is.
The return of little Petey Pump, Maple Leaf Muscle himself, Petey Williams, doing Steiner math on Impact.
Stay tuned, folks. That's all I got to say there.
And those are my winners.
T-Dub.
All right, my winners are just the world of wrestling, because it was a great week for the world of wrestling. There's new potential for those that got released, and all the shows were pretty good this week. So, world of wrestling, you get a winner this week.
Yeah, MLW had a good one this week. I was watching that while working. There you go. For me, Bad Bunny, who showed up. Kudos. Super Elite, especially Don Callis, who now knows how to do a super kick. Did not see that one coming. WrestleMania as a whole, just to have a WrestleMania in front of a crowd. The only thing that sucks is I didn't get to do that with my friends, with Darren and a few other of my local buddies. I miss those watch parties, man. I do. I was supposed to have Five Guys. Five Guys. They had burgers and fries with an Uber Eats distance. Still jonesing for a Five Guys burger, actually. AEW Dynamite 1.2 million on the ratings. Keep it going, boys. Keep it going, boys and girls. Mauro Ranallo, for all the obvious reasons. Renee Paquette for saying what we were all thinking. And everybody over at the NGTTWF for TikTok and Mania. I may have lost my battle royal, but there's a video. I will share it in the Discord chat on RVT this weekend. But all these people, it looks like we hate each other, but actually a lot of people do take their characters a little seriously, but it's a very chill spot. And yeah, that was a fun thing to watch and to be a part of. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I said it on the Discord calls on that server. I may not have won, but I got the pop. Some of them wanted me to suit up. The blue guy made an appearance. That's all I'm gonna say. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, all we got left to do is do the plugs. So Shin, go right ahead with them plugs.
All right, got to plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in.
Yep.
And a cheap plug as always. You can catch my stuff on YouTube at Maxicorn. Check out all my latest War Machine and Hordes video coming soon in the next week. My first ever top 10 list, my top 10 favorite warcasters and warlocks from War Machine and Hordes. It'll be at least a 20-minute video, and so if you want to see who I really like in War Machine and Hordes, check that out. Also, you can find me on Fiverr. Yes, right, I'm on Fiverr. Decided to do something really stupid and offer my services for my Sean Connery impression. That's right. You can get me to say anything you want as Sean Connery for 30 seconds for $5. What more can you ask? There are other guys doing the same thing. They're for $10, $20. No, you get quality for $5. Hell, I even throw some Alex Trebek ones in there for you SNL fans. So remember, just look me up on Fiverr, Shintigercurl. You'll find it easily. You even find a little clip of me doing it as a sample of what I'm capable of. There you go, boys.
D-Dub.
Most recently, I did a video review of WrestleMania Wrestling, which you found over on my YouTube channel, which I just put in the Twitch chat right there. And of course, working on 2 videos at the moment. The first one should be up on my Patreon by Sunday night.
All right, on my end, T-Dub's Patreon, patreon.com/TWBK reviews. You want a video that's a little early, go right ahead. JC, don't leave yet. You gotta hear the stinger. We told you about the stinger already. And Shin's book on Amazon. Go get it. Tip jar, Matty J3, PayPal.me/MattyJ316. It's amazing how many times I've said that and I still fuck it up. And all that good stuff. You can follow us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWKOfficial, at Shintigercurl. I'm on TikTok at MattyJWC. Emails, questions, all that stuff. Things are about to slow down, so you want to do a Q&A, you get ahead of it. The Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com. We got merch, we got a Discord, all of that jazz. So let's just say, buy the stuff. And Renico, yes, Matty, you got the beer. No, I got a Pepsi throwback is what I got. I got my mana back. That being said, we thank you very much for tuning in and all that good stuff. This was a longer show than usual, but then again, we had WrestleMania, so, and the releases and all that good stuff. It was a good show on behalf of everybody, including Shintigercurl.
Shuck it, Matty J. Shuck it long and shuck it hard.
Thanks for the freebie, pal. And TWK.
What's your gimmick, bitches?
My name's Matty J. Reminding you to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Hi, Nim Extreme. I see ya. Congratulations on WrestleMania. Box art looks awesome. Have a good one, have a safe one. Play WrestleMania Wrestling, folks. Seriously. It's a good game. Bye, 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 bye.
Bust! Doing the big job.
Oh, I swear I'm terrible at roulette.
Swingers Palace.
Yeah, welcome, Ace.
All right, hello, Alicia. How are you? Good to see you again.
God, you again.
So this is where the betting gets done around here. Tell me, Bravo, what are the odds that Ace Austin walks out of Rebellion still X Division champion?
Actually, Ace, not very good.
Oh, really?
A little closer to Austin 316. No smoking, Big Daddy.
But that's not what I came in here to hear, okay? Tell me
Aw, does baby not like his odds?
something. Well, I'd like to try my odds with you.
Swingman, Bravo, Denim. Ace, as somebody who's beat you not once, not twice, but thrice, Bravo, what are my odds on this?
Actually, TJ, you are the odds-on favorite.
Hold on, wait a minute.
No
Excuse
way.
me? Oh, what's wrong? Baby don't like those odds?
You guys are in here playing games again. I don't have to worry about the odds, though.
Well, you should. Just because you got one on me doesn't mean I don't have 3 on you.
Okay, I don't need to worry about the odds, because my friend, he's already told me the odds.
Ah, jeez.
There he is.
You see, normally when you go one-on-one in a wrestling match, you got 50-50 chance of winning. But Josh Alexander, he's the walking weapon. So you have a 25% chance at best. And then you add TJP to the mix, and your chances drastically go down. So then you take his 33 1/3% chance minus your 25% chance, you got an 8 2/3% chance of winning. So the way I see it is you take his 75% chance, add 66 2/3% chance, and he's got 141 2/3% chance at winning at Rebellion. So you see, the numbers, they don't lie.
I like my odds, guys.
I like my odds. His math is
I'm glad
blowing
he
my mind.
understood
Right
because I didn't understand.